Jimmy on the beat, boy.
What's up, guys? It's your host Nash, and welcome back to Apollo Music. Now, before we get into it, from everyone on the Apollo Music team, we just want to thank you for getting us to 10 million subscribers. In honor of that, not only did I get myself a nice 10 million subscriber trophy, but we will also be doing a special episode discussing two major artists with two major fan bases. First of all, let's introduce our special guest. Now, as you know, each week we do on Apollo Music, we choose someone who stands out in our Vox Bob, and today it's Alexander Natras.
Hello Nash, congrats on the 10 million. Please you can call me Alex throughout the video.
So, tell me, Alex, have you ever heard of XXXTentacion?
I have recently, it was a couple of years ago obviously, it was on the news with his passing. He obviously passed away in Florida. So it hit major news channels, especially in America, and also over in the UK as well, because he was quite a big influential artist to a lot of people, hence why he had such a loyal fan base.
Well, could you tell me your thoughts on his newest posthumous album, Bad Vibes Forever?
Yeah, so I've listened to some songs off of the album. I haven't listened to it in its entirety because I would say that it's not really my style of music to listen to, but I would say that from the songs I've listened to, it's very clear as to why he had that loyal fan base, because every song on his every song I've listened to has a meaning towards it, like behind it, where you can argue that some artists these days don't put meaning in their songs. They're just sort of there to make the music and that's it. Whereas if you listen to his songs, every song has a meaning, and I think that's why everyone felt a certain way after listening to each song on the album.
Well, overall, how did the album make you feel, being someone that doesn't typically listen to him?
Honestly, it really surprised me when I listened to him because, as I said, it's not my style of music, and I've really enjoyed listening to something new, which really surprised me as a person, but also listening to it as lyrically, where the meaning behind it, but also the songs in general just had that aura about them, that they after his passing, that they were to live on the legacy sort of thing.
Well, people are saying that his newest album is more of a money grab. Since he's dead, most people are going to listen to it.
I do think that has a part to play in the release of the album. I think that also these days you can argue that every musician is in it for the money. I think that people produce music all the time, and the companies use the artists they're obviously working with are using it as a money grab for people, because people are going to obviously listen to artists. Music's such a big part of everyone's life, everyday life. You listen to it on the way to work, on the way to school, if you're at home revising, things like that. So definitely it's a big part, and I can see why people say that since he's passed away, why they want to release the music for the money, but I can also see the argument that they're releasing the music to continue the legacy of his songs.
Well, for someone who's not a regular listener, you really know your stuff. Before we go on to the next topic, let's take a quick ad break. What's up, guys, and welcome back. Now, this time we're going to be talking about one of the most iconic artists in the rap game, Kanye West. So tell me, Alex, when did you first hear about him?
Oh, he's been around for years, hasn't he?
He really has. Yeah.
So it'll be a while back, and obviously he is so influential in the rap industry. I mean, you can argue that he is one of the biggest names in it. So definitely, he's just such a popular name. I think it's really hard not to have heard of him.
He's known for being a very controversial character, even though he wasn't at first. So what's your opinion on all of that?
So obviously his controversy came when he supported Trump in the US elections, and as you said, he wasn't controversial before that. So I think that artists these days become very controversial because they're always in the public eye. I mean, behind closed doors, you never really know them as a person unless you're like really close to them. So Kanye did become really controversial because of his opinions, but then again, you can argue everyone's entitled to their own.
Would you say that he was always like that in that?
I wouldn't. Yeah, you can say that he was always like that, but I really think that, as you said, he wasn't at the start. So I feel like he's developed into a controversial character, which sometimes can bring a really negative part on his reputation. But his reputation is so large that it might be just a small dent in it.
Well, obviously, in the recent years, he's branched out from just doing like rap, whether it be like fashion or like his political stunts. So how do you feel when artists tend to do stuff like that?
I think that artists these days feel like it's a necessity to branch out from music. That they all bring out their own merch, or they'll bring out other different like Kanye did,
like
shoes, makeup and things like that. So I do think that it's a necessity, and it goes back to the point we were on about earlier about it being a money grab. Some people see it as a money grab, but then again, some people see it as a genuine thing. Like I know with X, they set up a foundation for him after he died, and all the money he generated from his music went into his foundation, into charity work, where other artists use it just to make money and to profit off it, which can be seen as like almost sort of taking the mick out of people that buy the goods, because they know that obviously people are going to pay it because of their name as an artist.
Now, earlier on, we decided to ask the public how they felt about these artists. Check out this clip.
Do you know of Kanye West? If so, are you a fan?
I know who he is, but I don't really listen to his music that much.
Do you know of Kanye West? If so, you're a fan?
I have heard of Kanye West. I think a lot of people have. I'm not a particular huge fan with the style of music I listen to. So, but I mean, music is subjective. So, fans of Kanye West, fans of Kanye West. Do you know of Kanye West? If so, are you a fan?
I do know of him, and I'm not a fan ever since Taylor at the Grammys.
Do you know of XXXTentacion? And if so, are you a fan?
Pretty much the same answer.
Do you know of XXXTentacion? If so, are you a fan?
I have heard of X. He sadly passed away in quite a couple of years ago. His music was actually meant a lot to a few people, quite a lot of people worldwide. So it was a big shock when he passed away. Me as a person, I'm not a huge fan, but some of his music is actually really good. Do you know of XXXTentacion? And if so, are you a fan?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of him.
Can an artist be separated from their actions?
I think it's possible, but it mostly depends on what the action is.
Can an artist be separated from their actions?
I think so. I think that music is completely different to anyone's personal life. If someone's done an action, you should respect their music for their music and keep it separate to what goes on in any of their lives. Can an artist be separated from their actions?
I think they can, depending on the actions.
Hi guys, and welcome back. It's really great to see what the public think.
It is
how it varies.
because the public are so heavily influenced these days by things that happen in social media, how the media represent artists. So to get people's opinions is really good, as you said. But the other downside is that because they're influenced by it, it's how much of their opinion is actually true. With like Kanye,
it's going to be very biased.
It is going to be very biased towards, obviously, how the media influence people. So, as you said, that people can have their own opinions, and I think it's good that people have their own opinions on artists.
Well, it was really great to hear from you, Alex.
Thank you.
That's all we have time for today. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Apollo Music. See you next week, guys.